But good to see everybody. Hope you're doing well. We are live and direct. It's going to be beautiful. Good to see you guys. Hope you're doing well. We're rocking with the TAQ V today. We're going to be doing a little bit of Vondel, hopefully some ranked. I've put out more tweets than I can possibly imagine, slash DMs to find a team. So fingers crossed we'll be able to get some ranked in today. Hope you're doing well though, guys. It's been what would you say, a hectic week? I mean, you know, we've had a busy week this week, haven't we? I mean, we're only going to the global final in London. Gosh, he's only gone and done it. I keep remembering that that's like actually happening, and my brain's just like, yo, bro, like, what's going on? It's actually so sick if you think about it. Like, I know it sounds kind of like, it's going to sound kind of heartless, but I've been seeing loads of tweets from people online who like didn't get to go to the global final, and like it's kind of fueled sort of a mad motivation because a lot of them are very good players. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, well, if all these good players aren't going, like, you know, you can't not do your best, right? You know, if you got to spar this thing, you've really got to send it. That's kind of where I'm at mentally with it. That, and you know, my entire streaming schedule has just been flipped on its head because we're going to be streaming in the evenings now. Bit eventful, yeah, a bit eventful. But yeah, my whole streaming schedule is now basically going to be mostly afternoon based, just because Ghost works during the week. So obviously, you know, I have to kind of adapt to that. Because, you know, as a team, right, you know, we've made it to the land. The hard part's kind of out of the way. Now it's just like, if we can get together a good amount of gameplay as a unit, oh man. I mean, we could do some crazy things, you know. We could go the distance. We could be that team who like comes out of nowhere at LAN and just performs really well. It's entirely within our hands, you know. Right. So it's kind of a crazy ride, right? Like, you know, last chance qualifier, put a team together in 24 hours, and now we're going to the global final. I don't think it gets much nuttier than that, to be perfectly honest with you. I need to get warm this morning, though. I'm feeling kind of... I was just about to say I'm feeling kind of sluggish, and I did not... Let me guess. It's crouching. God damn. Yeah, with a little bit of time, it could be a very special squad. Like, I think, you know, because Ghost and Peters play a lot of ranked, like, we all kind of had a sort of vague understanding of what we were, like, what we wanted, or how we wanted to play. So, you know, it's going to be a bit of up and down and whatnot, but... Could be a very promising time for us, too. Oh my god, bro. It's the same guy. Yeah, dude's just sitting in a corner. I don't know how they play Vondel like that. It's not for me. I don't want to do souped up resurgence because I don't want to have to play a Sheikah. Right, is there any way I can play Vondel with just, like, more people? Oh, still got 2 minutes. I'm gonna have to do another... bloody duo fill. Jeff and Chunk found different teams after stage 2, because obviously after stage 2 it was a roster unlock, so, you know, sometimes as a team you just don't gel, so, you know, you try new things, throw together a random team, which is what I did. And here we are. Right, this is the TAQ V, by the way. We've got the 50-round drum mag, the FSS combat grip. That's kind of tuned mostly for recoil steadiness. Probably a little bit of sprint fire, actually. 7.62 high velocity rounds for recoil steadiness. Don't really worry about damage range. I wouldn't want to affect that. Recoil stabilization and aiming idle stability, although you can increase that to aim walking speed, depending on your preference. And then the Tempest GH50. which is quite nice. Tuned for recoil control, recoil stabilization. And that's all you need. So, looking forward to it, you know? Obviously, get the practice in over the next couple of weeks of the World Series. Obviously, we're going to be using this TAQ V pretty much exclusively until Season 5 releases. And we will see how it goes. Jaff and Chuck both joined separate teams. Jaff was with Callum and Riaz. Or no, not Riaz. Callum and Prince Rato, I think it was. I'm not sure who Chuck was playing with. Unfortunately, nobody I really play with did qualify, unfortunately, which is a shame. Would have been nice. But I think a lot of them are still going to the event. Yeah, I think it, you know, I suppose it kind of highlights, you know, a lot of these tournaments can be a bit of luck, and a lot of it is just like, you know, it just happens. It happens or it doesn't happen, and it's weird, you know. There's no perfect formula to any of it. But, you know, the plan is to try and sort of be shooting as well as we can before the next tournament. Obviously, we've got quite a while before the actual tournament occurs. But that last game was pretty nutty, you know, to win it, to get one of 49 other spots in London. We're going to be in East London for like 2-3 days, so it's going to be sick. I'm looking forward to it. But it does mean you guys are going to have to be stuck with me around 5 p.m. every single evening. You know, once you're at LAN, though, like, you know, it's like a cup final. Anything can happen. Anyone can go big. You know, anybody can have a big game. So really, you know, it's on us to kind of prepare and practice as much as possible, which is what we're going to be doing as of next week. Like I say, I'm switching to an evening schedule so we can get it in with Piers and EU Ghost as much as humanly possible. And then, you know, when we're at the venue, you know, like I say, anything can occur. We could put up a big game. We could put up big numbers. We could do anything. You know, that's just the nature of LAN, right? So, you know, that's what we'll be hoping for. We're going to be practicing for that. With practice, I think it's very doable. Yeah, with practice, anything's really possible. I can't lie. But, you know, I was quite, you know, fortunate in the sense that I picked up 2 guys who I think are not, like, finished products, I think, with the word I would be used. Like, none of us are. Like, I'm not a finished product when it comes to ranked. My gameplay is greatly improved over the last couple of months. But guys who have that kind of sort of comp experience to some extent in the first place, which is cool, you know, it's big. Peters has played in loads of customs in his time as well, so, you know, there's a bit of pedigree there to some extent. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. I'm honestly just looking forward to the experience. I'm looking forward to the experience of going to LAN, being part of the biggest tournament Call of Duty has, really. Why 5 p.m.? Because that's when Ghost finishes work, so around 5:30 we'll be doing streams from 5:30 onwards, practicing about 5 times a week from now until the actual LAN event. Yeah, presently all of the tickets to World Series have sold out. But I think they are going to look into potentially increasing capacity because the interest has been really high. I think they got more interest than they were anticipating. And really, that's all we can do. We can just keep practicing in as many scrims, tournaments, whatever we can get our hands on, really. And then obviously play as much ranked as possible. Ranked is basically basis practice, if that makes sense. Everything else will be sort of like little additives here and there. We don't know what spec rigs they'll be running at the LAN event yet. I imagine these are all these are all details that they're probably ironing out. I know that the Code Bowl they had 30 ATPCs, which is more than reasonable. Like that's, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not, yeah, it's not my PC, but nothing ever will be. So, you know, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be great. It's just going to be loads of practice, though, so you guys are going to be stuck with me for like a month and a half, just like grinding Warzone every single evening. I mean, obviously, we'll still probably do X Defiant and that when that drops, but like the emphasis is going to be on, you know, a huge tournament. I think having a London crowd is going to be really special. Just a UK audience is going to be really special. You know, hopefully they take to us, what with me being a UK resident. You know, hopefully they back all the UK boys to the hills. But now, just generally, like, I think, you know, UK crowds know how to make an atmosphere. They know how to make some noise, you know? So I'm really looking forward to it. I just had a grenade launcher. Bloody hell. I'm gonna swim under this. Oh man, I can barely see the guy. Are you allowed to use your own headset and controller? Yeah, we will be bringing our own peripherals. Controllers, keyboards, and mice and stuff like that if you want to bring those things. Obviously, I will be bringing my own controller. They are using a specific audio setup, though. Oh my god, what kind of loser does that? As for, like, earbuds and stuff, they are using a specific audio setup where they'll be playing... it'll be headphones over earbuds. And the idea for that is to use white noise to prevent people from, like, passing on information from the crowd. Look, if there's a Sweet Caroline and it starts, you know, we'll be there, you know what I mean? I'm sure all the UK boys will be there, front and center. Be rude not to. Goddamn. I need to switch on this morning, gosh. Well, I say this morning, midday. But no, it should be good. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully they release some more tickets. I spoke to somebody at Activision last night, and I was just sort of like, yo, guys, like, honestly, if you were able to, I think they would sell out. And apparently, like, it has been mentioned, so fingers crossed, eh? I'll obviously do, like, a sort of meet and greet at some point. Oh, gosh. I don't know why the other shots coming in off the edge there really put me off. I thought his teammate, like, jumped over. Yeah, like, what was I gonna say? Like, obviously, I don't really know what the schedule's... Well, I have a rough idea of the schedule already, and it's going to be fairly intensive in the sense that I probably won't... You know, I'm going to be whisked around from A to B a lot. Just to be expected at these kind of things. Oh my gosh, where did these guys even... Where did you come from? Oh, you were just hiding the whole time. Okay. So yeah, like, we're probably going to be whisked around quite a lot from sort of A to B. So fingers crossed, like, hopefully I'll be able to, like, pull out some time where I'll be able to, you know, be around the venue, but, like, not on stage, not, you know, at that exact moment. But we'll see. You know, it's fully dependent on the logistics of the event. But ideally, what I'd like to do is just sort of like, you know, pencil out kind of, you know, an hour or so, come say hi to anybody who happens to come and visit. You know, I'm sure some of you guys will be there. Do you know what you do, James, right? What you do is you book a holiday for like the week after, right? And you say, well, look, you know, I've planned this holiday for us for the anniversary. So that way on the day, you do what you want. Go for a quick pint at the Weatherspoons. To be honest with you, like, you know, I would like to be able to nip out for a while, like maybe an hour or two, just to say hi to everybody. But I'm gonna have to like keep an eye out, because even at like events that I've done before with Call of Duty, you kind of get whisked from A to B by people. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of security element as well. So it's whenever there's a gap in the schedule, like I'll be able to make it happen. Keep an eye on Twitter if you're going. I mean, you'll see me on the stage, but. Buying the rounds if you win. Listen, if I win, I can confidently assure you, you'll find me in a ditch somewhere in London. You know, that's a guarantee. I'm giving you that as an assurance. Especially if I won like the solo YOLO, especially. Oh my word. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I really hope that we get a new SMG meta, just so I don't have to use the iron sights on the ISO anymore. But yeah, like whilst we're at the tournament, obviously I'm just gonna be locked in, bro. My plan is to like basically kick caffeine completely out of my system, and then when I go to the event on the day, I'm just gonna slam like 3 Red Bull. Just get wired. Hey, thank you very much, Keelan. Appreciate it, man. But yeah, you know, we gotta get practiced. We gotta get locked in, and just sort of see what occurs. But you know, we're at the global LAN, right? So, sorry, lad. Brothers, do not be deterred. He's only got a roll. Okay, when I say do not be deterred, I also mean shoot back, please. Yes. Oh my god, I'm a deagle madman. Oh my god. Something like that, Omar. Something like that. No, I think the TAQ V's backpack, like I've used it in ranked a couple of times, and it definitely... So if you look at the TTK values with attachments, even without attachments, it does outgun the Cronin Squall over range at pretty much all ranges, nearly. So the TAQ V is very much the go-to for now. I just picked up, is that a F-Tax? I thought I'd picked up a Temp V for whatever reason. Probably because there was one right there. Oh my god. Give me some decent guns, man. I just want a decent weapon so I can shoot back, lads. But yeah, you know, it's all about just grinding away at the practice over the next month or so. Which is what we're going to be doing. We've lost a teammate. Which means I've only got a deagle now. I've not got any guns, and the loadies also haven't dropped in, so... good luck to me, I guess. Bro, is that a teammate shooting over there? Is that a bad guy? Like, what's going on? Get me to ranked, man. I need to find some teammates. You know, it's the one thing I'm looking forward to about actually practicing with these boys is that I will have a guaranteed ranked squad every single day at 5 o'clock. Bruh. I'm not looking for much. I'm just trying to have plates and guns and stuff. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Nope. No, 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 no. On the stairs, on the stairs, on the stairs, teammate. Let's go. Get down there. Oh, don't get gunned. The teammates I just saw put a tweet out, bro. Mate, honestly, I actually cannot stand. I can't do Vondel, honestly. I genuinely, well, not Vondel, I just can't do Resurgent. I love ranked so much. It's so much better than, like, regular COD. CS6, good to see you. So yeah, I just sort of put a tweet out asking, you know, who would be interested in playing the LCQ, and we kind of ran into these guys and crossed paths. By the way, guys, drop a like on the stream. Let's try and get those numbers up. Yeah, we got in contact with each other on Twitter. Like, I had about 30 messages, I'd say, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, I think so, Cruty. Like, I think the thing for me is that rank just plays. It's COD with a little less randomness, a little bit more predictability, and I think, you know, the number of times I've died in ranked, I'm like, oh man, that's BS. Like, it is, I get a lot less of that, I think, in ranked. Sometimes when I die in ranked, I'm just like, man, I should have just played that bad. Do you know what I mean? But fingers crossed, you know. Hey, Geeky, lovely to see you. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for the raid. They got you on that old DMZ again, have they, Geeky? Before they inevitably decide to sunset it for Modern Warfare. No, I'm joking. Well, actually, I don't know if I am joking, to be honest with you, because they might genuinely, you know, when I saw the whole gloves leak, that they were doing, like, tactical gloves for Modern Warfare 3 or whatever, you know, when I saw that, I thought to myself, maybe they are going to double down on DMZ. But it kind of seems like they're not too sure. I don't know if any of the boys will be there from the content creation side of things. For them, like, you know, they might get invited or whatever to go, but realistically, like, if it just depends on whether it's worth their time. I'm sure we'll see some of them, for sure. I'm sure some of them will probably end up going, but... Right. Let's try and actually get, like, a decent game going here, because I feel like I've just been hunting for weapons the whole time. Like, I've not been getting very lucky here. I've never had a moment where I've got, like, weapons and plates uncontested without trouble. Right. I'm one with the Vondel and the Vondel's with me. Let's think about it that way. Except for when they don't give me weapons, then I can be a little bit upset, I think. I can work with the Chimera. Quite like the Chimera, actually. Although I will take that instead. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, to be honest with you. Like, I was a bit disappointed because a lot of people online, I don't know whether it was just people who were just trying to be wind-up merchants or whatever, but, like, you know, there was loads of people who were kind of implying that, like, oh, yeah, you know, I was so lucky that I found, like, a new team and, like, oh, man, I don't care about my old teammates or anything, or, like, you know, there was just weird, there was, like, a very weird vibe about that. Like, a couple of people just sort of implying that, you know, because we'd all found new teams, like, we weren't mates, or there was some sort of argument, and it's like, that's just wasn't the case at all. It's just the nature of comp is, you know, if it doesn't work out, you find a new team, you see what happens. It doesn't mean you don't like anyone. Why am I getting shot by 19 different locations? The camera will be changing to like a full green screen. I've got a lot of stuff going on in the background at the minute, so like I can't really have just like a regular wall and whatnot. But eventually, like I think I'm just going to shift to a full green screen again, because that way I can just... I'm working with Elgato on that. You'll see it soon. That's the way to describe it. You'll see it soon. Elgato's handling it. So yeah, we're going to be... Yeah, that's not looking good, Brev. I'm going to go land somewhere else. Potentially, Maxwell. I have mentioned it in the group chat. Doing like a final Warzone 1 last hurrah sort of thing. Just because we don't really know. You know, well, we're never going to see Warzone 1 in Caldera again, so... You know what? I've got a P90. I can make that work. I feel like I still don't ever find enough plates in this map. Maybe that's just a me thing, though. Like, I feel like I never have armor. I mean, to be fair, the boys did come to... Tomo, Stod and Westy came to the Modern Warfare 2 launch event in London, where I was... Which I was involved in. I was one of the teams competing in that, which is pretty cool, actually. I enjoyed that event. That was great. We all got to catch up there, which was nice. Honestly, for me, some of the event, obviously, I'm really looking forward to the competition side of LAN, and I obviously want to do extremely, extremely well. But a really nice part of these events generally is just the ability to catch up with folks who you don't really get to see all that often. God, bro. Vondel is it's just random, innit? It really is. I feel like the magic of Vondel's really worn off on most folks, including me. I am very curious to see what happens with DMZ, because I do wonder if we will have a Westy and a Stod back on Warzone almost, because I don't know if they've got like a... That was the event where I didn't know who Matt TAQ was. Yes, correct. I mean, in my defense, he didn't know who I was. I didn't know who he was. There you go. But yeah, like I'm very curious to see what kind of happens with the DMZ stuff, because I wonder if we're going to have like a Westie and a Stod return to regular BR, because I don't know if they're long-term intending to support DMZ, or if it's definitely in the plans, or like if DMZ is going to move on, or like I don't know. Obviously for the boys, I'd hope that DMZ cracks on and it keeps improving, because they seem to be enjoying it. But there is a chance that there is a very good chance that, you know, we might have a Stod and Westie return to Battle Royale. Not by choice, but, you know. Why am I spotted? Oh my god, didn't even know it was teammate. Do you know what the craziest thing? Like, if you want to do well in this map, and it's the one thing I've learned, is that if you want to do well in this godforsaken map, you just have to presume you're being hunted even when you aren't. Or just assume you're going to be shot at from about 9 different angles. Get me in ranked, man. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the plan is for it, Geeky. Like, there just doesn't seem... I feel like, and this is just me, I feel like if DMZ was continuing, I feel like they would have made quite a big song and dance about that by now already. Do you know what I mean? I feel like they would have publicly announced that DMZ was going to be a fixture. Do you know what I mean? I might genuinely actually go play without Mazrah. Like, just, even if I'm not doing ranked for now. Like, just play out Mazrah, because I cannot stand Resurgence at all. I genuinely can't. I know it's for some people. It's just not for me. It's never been for me. I don't think DMZ is very popular, at least compared to BR. It's weird because, like, in terms of content, it seems to do very well. People seem to enjoy watching DMZ. I just don't know if they play it all that much. It seems to have a pretty good community behind it, though, to some extent. To me, the reason I think DMZ won't happen... Damn, that's a really nice skin. Actually, it's too big. The reason I think DMZ is not going to carry on is because when they introduce the pay-to-win bundles, which I know some people go, oh, you know, they're not super pay-to-win, they're only a little pay-to-win, blah, 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 whatever the justification was. To me, that kind of read as we're not making enough money or interest from DMZ, so we're going to, you know, start pumping in some things to make sure these guys start buying things. You know what I mean? That's kind of how it came across to me. And, you know, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with DMZ. Like, I know some people, like, enjoy it quite a bit. You know, I understand it to some extent, having played it a couple of times. Like, there is an element of, like, I don't have to sweat. I don't have to think too much. I could just sort of chill. I catch you in a bit, I see guitars. I get that element to DMZ. I fully understand that. The idea that you can just sort of play COD with your mates and not really have to like try very hard is appealing. It's a very appealing thing. I just didn't think, personally, from what I've seen, I don't think DMZ got the interest they were expecting. But for me, really, I think it's because they approached it all wrong. If DMZ was a little more, not even massively more hardcore, but if it was just a little less forgiving, and you actually lost loot, and you lost maybe some more progression to certain quest lines or something, like if there was genuinely a bit more of a risk involved in DMZ, I think it would be played quite a bit more. I think it would appeal to people like me quite a bit more. Gosh, I know I'm in regular pubs because I've seen multiple Bab skins off the rip. It's easy to play and chat at the same time. Yeah, I agree. Like, it's the one thing that's basically impossible in COD right now. Like, casually mess around. I mean, it is. I actually think it is now. Now that Ranked is out, I would actually say you can sort of semi-casually play Battle Royale. Because all of the sweats like me, we're playing Ranked. You know what I mean? Like, all of the demon lads, we're in Ranked. You know, we're not. I mean, this is the first time I think I've played casual quads. Only because we're just waiting for a ranked team. Boys, look, whatever the plan is, they want to land tents. I don't know what the plan is for these lads, but yeah, I guess they want to go tents. I'm going to go here. Well, it's not that I necessarily think that... You know, I think the frustrating thing for me, Metallica, is that I think the bones for a really good mode are there, like having factions with different missions and like different reputations and whatnot. The sort of bones and potential for something really good is there. I just don't think they ever really did it properly. I think they just sort of went, well, actually, you know, people seem to be okay with this just sort of being a semi-casual looter shooter without a huge amount of risk involved. And I think once they kind of made that decision, it's not really an extraction shooter. You know, I wouldn't call DMZ an extraction shooter. I'd call DMZ a bot shooter. That's all it is. And I think that's the mistake they made. You know, the world building, the story building, the bones for all of that are there, but they've just never done it. You know, if they wanted DMZ to be like an online campaign, then they should have committed to that. They maybe should have taken some of the resources away from raids and sort of integrated that into DMZ. If they wanted DMZ to be an extraction shooter, then they needed to have more risk to it. It needed to play more like Tarkov and less like COD. So, you know, it's a bit of a wild one. Like, I think they just... I think they just sort of missed the mark a little bit on the tone. And I think if they'd gotten that right, I think it would have been a much, much more popular mode. Because people like the idea of extraction shooters, but they don't like the fact that the only one that seems to get the risk element right, which is Tarkov. Tarkov seems to get the risk element correct for the most part, is super inaccessible and really boring. You know, I play hardcore shooters. I play squad. I play Postscriptum. I play Hell Let Loose. I play any kind of hardcore shooter in that category. I think Tarkov is a boring pile of... Well, I'm not going to finish the sentence. But, you know, you get what I mean. Like, I don't find Tarkov appealing in any way, shape, or form. And I find that stuff interesting. You know, I'm the kind of person who should find Tarkov fun. You know, the person who plays squad and knows that you need a certain rocket to hit a certain tank, and you know, you need to range your gun to a certain distance to give suppression fire, and you know, I am effectively the target audience for Tarkov, and I think Tarkov is a bubbling pile of, you know, it's just not for me. Like, I don't want to get into a gunfight and have to think about the fact that I'm using 9mm and he's got 38 ACP, so he wins because he slightly shot me in the leg. Like, you know, I don't want to have to be doing ballistic maths in my head every time I go into a gunfight, right? So, you know, I really feel like, you know, COD was close to something, but they just never quite got it. It's interesting that you mentioned Sea of Thieves as an extraction game, Geeky, because Sea of Thieves also leads quite heavily into the story, and then, you know, I think the Division's quite good at world building. And COD just never really did any of it in total. They did parts of it, but they just never did the full thing, you know? By the way, folks, drop a like on the stream. There are nearly 400 of you in the house. We can easily break 200 likes here. Come on. Come on, let the YouTube overlords know that you enjoy this content. I'm nowhere near my teammates, by the way, because I'm just simply assuming that I'm in some sort of... You know, I'm in a quads lobby. I'm assuming it's just sort of BAP-C in a minute. There are geezers on my head. Well, one geezer. Maybe more. Alex, thank you for the one gifted. Much appreciated. Hope you're doing well. We love to see it. Thank you for supporting the page directly. To be fair, I was going to say it's been a hella slow month here on the channel because I took some time away for World Series. World Series was delayed, then it was undelayed, then I needed a bit of a break, and finally we're kind of back into some sort of regularly scheduled rhythm, and we will be over the next month and a half or so. So it's lovely to see you guys. Appreciate the support. TAQ V meta, 100%, yeah. I mean, arguably, the Cronin isn't far away from the TAQ V, but because of that extra damage drop-off range, if you can control recoil on the Cronin, you may as well... Sorry, if you can control recoil on TAQ V, you may as well be using it. Oh my god. Please don't get shot, guys. Come on. A little zigzag. He's not that good. You still like the ISO of the MP5? The ISO is definitely statistically better than the MP5 at close range. But I'm honestly considering going back to the MP5 just because I really haven't gelled well with the irons. The iron sights on this, genuinely, I find them off-putting. I feel like I miss more shots because of the iron sights. Night, thank you very much for the gifted as well. Greatly appreciated. We love to see it. Yeah, like the iron sights on this gun work so little for me that sometimes I do wonder if I should just be going back to an MP5. Movement build for the MP5 is nutty now. Just generally speaking, like having an MP5 with visible iron sight, because the iron sights on this, the gun bounces so much, sometimes it actually obscures the primary aiming part of the iron, and it really puts me off sometimes. So I've genuinely been thinking about making the switch back to the MP5. I am considering it. My poor teammates have no idea what's going on. I've got a redeploy pack. I really should just start sending it people. Why not? Hey, thank you very much, Randall. Appreciate it. To be honest with you, I've always felt Call of Duty shouldn't count optics as an attachment. I'm not saying we should have 6 attachments in Warzone, but I've always felt that having a red dot sight shouldn't be considered using an attachment. Because then you kind of, you're placing a value emphasis on whether or not a gun has clean irons. Because if it doesn't have clean irons, people just won't use it. So it's quite simple. You know, the ISO is probably the only exception to that rule because statistically it is such an outlier that people feel the need to use it, but I don't know. Get one UAV. Let's bang another UAV in the pocket. There is no one here for miles around. Get me into Hydro, I guess. I'm still looking for a team. Fingers crossed we can find one. I've always liked the Vaznev because the Vaznev is one of those guns again with really clean iron sights. ISO is indeed a file format. Little disk image. Although I would hazard to guess that most people don't use many ISOs these days. Not unless they're torrenting, like a really old software or something. My favorite thing about ISOs and discs images is back in the days when games started getting a bit too big for CDs. It's like, oh yeah, put disc 4 of 5 in. Okay. There is absolutely... I mean, I can only assume maybe the... I was going to say the Babs, but I'm going to say the more casual players haven't quite realized that Ghost just isn't worth using anymore. So I can only assume that there are people here, but they're all just ghosted. So I haven't had a single soul appear on my minimap, basically. Oh, somebody in this lobby just got banned. Amazing. Yeah, 14,000 people got banned, by the way. 14,000 people. How mad? Wait, is that Russ? Is that Russ who needs a... Is that Russ who needs a rank team? Because I'll get involved right now. Damon Tools, gosh. You lot are making me feel old. Chill out. To be fair, I was a really tech-savvy kid. I remember the thing I used to do the most is that whenever I downloaded something that I wasn't quite sure about, back in the days of, you know, torrenting just basically being the norm, which it was for a very, very long time, and probably still will be in the future. Whenever I downloaded something that I wasn't too certain about, I would always make a restore point on Windows. Just in case what I downloaded happened to be lots and lots of malware. And then I'd have a restore point on a USB stick or something. Yeah, 14,000 people got banned, so I can only assume that they found a sort of cheat provider or an exploit, and they just punished anybody who was using it. I think we have a rank squad. Might have a rank squad. They detected a cheat provider, yeah. I mean, allegedly, one thing I heard as well is that there is one of those like VPN providers who like provide sort of like, it's not like they call themselves VPN providers, but they are just geofences. That's all they are. They're fancy geofences. One of them started offering cheats, so I can only assume that what they'll do is they'll probably take whatever VPN client that provider is using, list it as a banned software, and then probably issue warnings for it. You know, I feel like Ricochet has definitely not been perfect, and I will be honest, I have expected better. But part of me has wondered if maybe, like, you know, they were told that they had 2 years, and then maybe they were told, actually, well, no, we need you to get Ricochet ready for Modern Warfare 3 as well, but... Listen, Malphas, I can tell you this for free. I would sooner install Russian malware on my computer than install anti-cheat from a hacker hunter. In fact, you'd probably lose just as much credit card information. Oh, dear. I mean, Christ, people have concerns about anti-cheats from legitimate providers like Valorant and stuff, let alone some random don who doesn't even make their face known publicly. Alright, we might have a ranked team here, which is looking nice. I genuinely would rather just download like 1/3 of Pirate Bay and see what malware I get than do anything like that. If you willingly install that on your own computer, then you deserve whatever fraud comes your way, if I'm being perfectly honest. I would sooner answer a phone call from one of those call centers claiming that my Microsoft Windows requires some sort of special key access and that I need to provide 200 of the coin bits or 1 Google Play gift card. Well, I know there's someone on my roof. My gunning is just better than yours, bro. Hey, don't slip off the roof. That's mean. I was going to interrogate you. You've ruined my plans. I'm assuming I'm inside these guys' stronghold radio, so I'm assuming they figured that out. Thank you very much, John. Appreciate it. Thank you for all the GGs, guys. Do appreciate it. It is pretty massive to be part of World Series. Don't get me wrong, it definitely hasn't played perfectly. I do have my gripes with generally the overall system of things, but... yeah, that's an actual half-decent team. But, you know, I mean, at least we're there, right? Like, it's imperfect, but at least we're there. Where can I even go? I mean, these guys are fighting what I can only assume to be is some sort of rando. I'm gonna see if I can get a freebie on this guy before the gulag closes. Alright, no worries. Worth a try. I mean, you know, like, it's genuinely quite wild how differently casual plays. Like, I've just been nattering away to you guys. I've got 7 remote kills without really, like, thinking, I guess. B, thank you for the 2 months. I'm doing my best to find a ranked team because it's all I want to play, to be real. Ranked is like, when I play ranked, I just, you know, I actually enjoy it. Do you think Warzone will get to a level where it has a CDL level scene? I honestly think if they committed to it properly, it would be bigger than the CDL. If they committed to it properly, ironed out the anti-cheat stuff, were a little bit more careful about tournaments and cheats and stuff like that, I honestly think it could have a bigger following than the CDL. I'm looking forward to it, Crown. I think it's going to be great. you know, it's an opportunity as well. You know, obviously lots of people are just going to sort of presume, you know, he's a content creator who got lucky in a wild card. He's not that good at COD, blah, 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 blah. Like, and that will be the assumption. And honestly, it's a fair assumption, if I'm being honest. But, you know, hypothetically, we might get an opportunity to show what we can do. I feel really bad for that guy. That guy just got cooked. There's a guy up on the walkway up there that I've just spotted. I honestly think they could do a Warzone CDL, and I honestly think, like, if you think about it, Call of Duty Warzone content creators, streamers, and comp players probably have more viewership for the most part than... Oh my god. It's weird running into, like, a full sweat squad. Probably have, like, more viewership than most of the folks who do, like, regular CDL. Get me a ranked team, man. I need to find a ranked team. It's the only reason I play COD at this point. Is just to play ranked. There's gotta be someone who needs one or something, man. I don't enjoy. Come on, who's online? Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare. Who are you at a party with, Deck? I'll search for another game whilst we wait. But you know, I'm absolutely pleading for a ranked squad because it's just what I enjoy. It's just, you know, playing ranked is what I enjoy in COD. It's predictable, it's good. Not predictable in like an obvious way, but like predictable in like a... It's predictable in a sense that like I understand the gameplay flow and stuff, and you know, if you get two decent players, you can kind of do anything. Less RNG, yeah. It's less RNG, it's less randomness, it just feels better. You think there should be more of a mix between kills and placement versus last team alive? You don't get the regular tension of a game in the regular format, or just a pure kill race. I honestly think that the problem COD has is that they obviously want to incentivize kills, which I understand. But in the current format for Call of Duty, and in the current format of Warzone, there needs to be more outplayability in the game for them to foster a kill environment, if that makes sense. Or not just a kill environment, like an environment that makes sense in terms of an environment that makes more sense in terms of like those kills mattering. Like, I like the idea that kills count towards points, but at the moment in comp and when you're in these big Warzone lobbies, these World Series lobbies, if you run into a 3v3, it comes down to two things: whoever's holding angles better and whoever's got more utility. You're more likely to lose a gunfight because somebody's hit you with half a grenade and done like a bit of damage. So, you know, I think there just needs to be a little bit more outplayability in the game. Maybe look at multipliers for headshots and body shots. Maybe look at health and time to kill. You know, if they had just a little bit more outplayability in the game, I think the current format would work really, really well. I think the only issue they've got right now is that at the moment, most of the gunfights in terms of World Series and in terms of like top level lobbies seem to just boil down to whoever has more stuns, flashbangs, nades, which is fine, but, you know, I think people just want to see a bit more gunny. Getting hyped for the NFL season, yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we actually got, like, I think, obviously, being a Jags fan, last season was a great season for us, and this year it's only going to get better, so... So, yeah, you know, I think the format makes sense. I just think if Warzone 2 had a little bit more outplayability, a little bit more movement, or a little bit less focus on utilities and grenades, I think it would produce a slightly better experience. We're going to land with these randos. Thoughts on Jimmy G? Listen, mate. I mean, realistically, if I'm the 49ers, he's at the back of my mind right now. I understand he's great, but the potential ceiling for Brock Purdy is so much higher. And that's not even mentioning Trey Lance as well, because he's obviously, I mean, apparently he's coming back from that injury, and he's... I was reading a report the other day that he's actually been quite, not bad in practice, but quite shaky. But... whether Ridley will be good or not after a suspension, I think it's a gamble that they made, ironically. I think it's a gamble that they made, and I think it will pay off. I think Calvin Ridley is going to be a very, very promising prospect for us, because the weakest part of we've got two weaknesses of the Jags. Our secondary hasn't been great. It definitely got a lot better towards the end of the season. Like, you could see that, you know, just generally speaking, our pass defense and deep ball defense got a lot better. But our secondary was a big weakness, and our receiver core has always been a bit of a weakness for us. Like, our overall receiver core, including tight ends. So, honestly, if we can nail those down, like... and genuinely improve those two aspects of our game, I think we'll be flying. Like, I honestly do. You know, for me, like, those are, you know, if you can improve those two weaknesses in that Jags team, with the defense that they have, with the potential QB that we have, there is potential to go the distance. I mean, to be honest with you, we got unlucky against the Chiefs. We had loads of bad calls go against us, so... And that was with a team that was very much an unfinished product. How did you become a Jags fan? I mean, I'd always been interested in the NFL. My dad is actually a 49ers fan. But the Jags were just the most present in London. Like, I did the training camp that the Jaguars hosted over here in the UK, and that had, like, Tony Baselli and... you know, all of these legendary players. So really, it was just a kind of a matter of local allegiance in a way. I've got tickets to go see them versus the Falcons in October at Wembley. I'm hoping maybe to get tickets to the second game that we've got at Tottenham, but that one was a lot harder to try and get access to. I'm just trying to find 22k here, because I know these guys are not going to get me a loadie. But yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward. I mean, it's the most special time of the year, really. As a fan of both the NFL and the Premier League, it is a wonderful time of the year. Oh, this guy's dead? God damn it. It's a wonderful time of the year where every weekend I know I get to watch top-tier Premier League games. And then every Sunday, or Thursday, you know, there are a couple of other days, but for the most part, every Sunday I've got guaranteed entertainment. With the NFL. I have tickets to the Wembley game first time. It's a really good atmosphere. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, you know, it's different from the American games and it's different from, like, college football. But it is just a lot of fans who are really excited to watch some NFL, and I honestly think it's great. I've been to the Wembley games a couple of times now, and they are just such a solid experience. I think you'll really enjoy it. I'm going to buy another UAV, and I'm going to go push these guys out inside C. Actually, do you know what? Not even side C. I'll go get the guys in port. It's a great time of the year, Vin. Like, it's just... I know every weekend I've got guaranteed solid sports to watch. It's great. It's just the one, man. Like, you know you've got a good Sunday planned every Sunday. God damn. Have I run into, like, 2 low-key demons? Like... Are these boys gonna push me? Oh, wow, they are. They thought I was just gonna sit there and firm the damage. These lot are crazy. They genuinely thought I was just gonna sit there and die. Just accept the result of whatever was going to occur. So there are 2 guys here still, so I'm gonna... I'm trying to play me some ranked. I put like multiple DMs in the group chats that I'm in for ranked. I'm in a group chat with like 100 other ranked players and there's still no one online, bro. Either that or they all think I'm arse. No, I'm kidding. Well, actually, you never know. No way, dude. No way has he won that. The TTK difference can't be that big on the MG5. Ah, it's fine. I'll just kill everyone. Bro, these games play so weirdly. It's actually like, it's not even COD. It's like, it genuinely is like playing Rainbow Six. I really hate that you have to like slide backwards to get over ledges in this game. That sounds like a grand idea, John. I've actually been thinking about doing the same thing. I would love to go see some of the college football games. Brother, I'm literally crawling to your toes. Bro, what am I watching? If that guy dies, I'm not resing him. And that's a guarantee. I got shot in the back, bro. No way, dude. Get me a ranked team, man. I normally only play with people who I'm in the group chats with, Mobile, just because it's just people I know. Like, people who I've played with before, for the most part. Also being down with Last Stand with a pistol. Honestly, like, Last Stand's one of those things where, like, if you happen to get lucky with it, you appreciate it. But for the most part, I think everybody just finds it frustrating. I appreciate you offering, by the way, Bob. Especially how hard it is to find ranked teammates. Oh my god, are these guys still, like, warring on the edge of the map? I mean, I shouldn't really do this, but screw it. Who needs aim assist when your gunny is just impeccable? Bro, you can mark every single buy station under the sun. If I physically only have $960... Oh my god, this guy... Hold on. What is this guy using? Is this a Tempest Razorback? Or is this a... What is this? He's got it set to close aim up. I think that's a phase 3 underbarrel? It's a very curious weapon build. I might have been better off with the STB. Which, by the way, as a weapon, I've always kind of appreciated. Because it just feels good. There's definitely going to be loads of geezers in front of me. Hey, let's see if we can break 200 likes, guys. I mean, I shouldn't really be on res duty, but I will try. I don't really play a huge amount of DMZ, Jake. I was hoping to do some DMZ with like Westy installed in that, but obviously now that I am into the next phase of the World Series of Warzone, I basically will exclusively be playing ranked and custom tournaments. Just because I have to, really. So I can only assume here that people are just sitting on that buy. And that is their overarching game strategy, if you will. Oh my god. There's a whole separate team out on that side. Are they a separate team? No, they're not. That's alright. I got another Gulag entry token. I mean, winning that LCQ is just random carnage, isn't it? I'm just trying to keep an eye on my Twitter timeline to see if we can get anybody for ranked. I was going to have a ranked team, but unfortunately they're double booked. Thank you very much, Jake. Appreciate it. Still in disbelief we won the LCQ round. Honestly, me too, but what can you do, right? He seemed to know exactly where I was going to chow from. No, he just got lucky. He genuinely just got lucky. Jammy sod. I hate this Gulag. It's the one thing I do hope they do change. Get me a new ghoulie in this game. Please. I'm trying to keep an eye out to see if anybody's actually playing ranked. Where is this other teammate? Oh. Floating in the sky. Who knows? He might be able to get the Rambo res. It's doable. To be fair, is the one thing I am really looking forward to about practicing for World Series is that we will have a guaranteed, consistent ranked squad every single night at 5:30-ish. Bro, just dive in. Come on. Yeah, the Vondel Gulag in this would be great. Just go. What are you doing, you spanner? Mate, you are so low to the ground that you're just going to get killed. There we go. Good stuff. Right, I'll see what I can do to get these other boys back in now. What? What? That... No. There's no way. There's genuinely no way. The nade was on the other floor, and he killed me. Bro, is this guy gonna hit the fire sale? Come on. Bro, what, are you gonna just let it run out? Just get it. It's a 3-man res. Oh my god. I've never seen... Yeah. This is why I don't play casual. It didn't roll down the hole. They just exploded on the roof and the game went... No, there's no ceiling here. Don't worry. Bro, I actually need to find a rank squad before I go insane. I'm actually going to quickly go look at some Twitch streams. No joke. I'm going to see if anybody's live because playing COD without ranked, oh my god. It's unbearable. Like, I genuinely can't stand it. AJ, sack off your teammates. Come on, bro. I'm sorry. Wait, hold up. A lamb in chat seems to... Bro, do you think I care about dying in a casual quads game? I couldn't give a toss, bro. Oh my god. Whoa, do you think I just lost $100 or something? Like, I played casual quads against people who like barely play 3 times a week. Like, the level of effort is on the floor, bro. Like, oh dear. He said it like it meant something. All right, screw it. We're just gonna have to keep looking. Oh man, I hate not having a ranked team. It's genuinely painful. I still definitely prefer playing our Mazrah though, over Vondel, 100%. I know, Echo. I'm dead, man. Gosh, I'm so heartbroken. Think about all that skill rating I lost. Oh dear. Yeah, absolute sausage. The SO14 was okay. I think I definitely prefer the TAQ V though. Yeah, that wasn't the World Series of Warzone finals. That's why the passion just isn't there, man. I miss sniping too, Robbie. I really do. It's just a shame that it isn't really an element of the game at the moment for ranked or World Series. Right. I'm gonna do another tweet and see what we can do. Bro, this whole... Do you know what? Twitter Blue, right? I had to get Twitter Blue because I literally got banned from sending DMs because I had too many. And I'm not renewing it because it's the biggest bubbling pile of toss I've ever used in my life. Like, I don't know how you managed to make a paid subscription service for an app worse than the default experience, but they found a way. Now, I might be wrong, lads, but I think this server might be lagging. So yeah, here's a TAQ V build that we've been running around with for the past couple of days. 50-round drum, FSS combat grip, high-velocity rounds, F-TAC Ripper, and Tempest GH50, all tuned towards recoil control. What about sniping with a signal? Sniping with a signal is only effective if you're in a team that knows how to play it properly, who knows how to roll off of that properly. Isn't Twitter worth less than what he bought it? Well, it's called, apparently it's called X now, James, and yes, it is worth substantially less money than what he bought it for. Who knew that when you buy a platform and make 60% of the advertisers leave because you're just terrible at your job, that suddenly the thing you purchased would be worth a lot less? It's a shame, really, because, like, you know, Twitter as a platform definitely had a lot of potential to sort of open into a creator economy with revenue sharing and, like, podcast stuff, and, like, it had a potential to be, like, a central basis of a community thing. But instead, they made a list of utterly terrible ideas, decided to just not moderate their platformers at all, let all the bots back in, lost pretty much nearly all of their advertisers, and now they've put in a new CEO, and basically they're just sort of saying, they're jiggling keys in front of us saying, yeah, say we're going to use AI. We're using AI. That's the buzzword that all of the investors care about. That poor CEO, she's got not a clue what she's doing, mate. But yeah, X is going to be the most important app on your phone. You're going to bank with us and stuff, and we're using AI and stuff. Like, I mean this very seriously when I say I could have done a better job. I mean that with my chest. Like, I think pretty much anybody on the planet could have done a better job than that. You know, it's mad. Like, he will bury the platform. I give it maybe another year or two. Don't get me wrong, Twitter's never been profitable as a platform, but I mean, it was getting there, and it has a huge user base. Now it's like, user base is a bit up and down, and they've lost all their advertisers. Which is a shame, because as far as social media platforms go, I definitely prefer it compared to pretty much anything else, but... Yeah, Meta do own, because of Meta's purchasing of Mixer assets, they technically do own some of that. But, you know. What can you do, eh? What can you do? I honestly think it's just a bit mental, like, you know. It's the only, it's, what's crazy to me is, like, they basically had, effectively, even if you, don't get me wrong, it was never worth the money you bought it for, but they had the potential to basically accelerate it into more of a creator economy platform and really kind of push it in the right direction and probably start making some serious revenue. But they just completely fumbled it. Utterly fumbled it. In every way possible. I mean, I can tell you safely, Stone, that is the case for pretty much all social media. Twitter included. It makes no difference. The second you sign up for one of those platforms, that you are very much opening your privacy doors to the world. That's just always how it has been. I think it's a shame. I mean, hopefully they managed to swing it around, and rather than using buzzwords like AI and seemingly just throwing darts at a board, they might actually be able to do something with it. But I think what will more likely happen is they'll end up getting it so catastrophically wrong, it will just shut down. And then, to be honest with you, the only reason people would ever switch platform to something like Threads is if it literally wasn't available. Do you know what I mean? If the platform shut down to an extent that you physically couldn't use it anymore. That is how that would occur. I mean, it's very doable here that I could actually get this. Hearing AI all day does your head in. I mean, the thing about like AI to me is that it's just a buzzword because most people don't know how they would use it or what they would use it for. They just sort of throw the word around like it means something really important. I was so far behind that corner. Jesus Christ. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, the only constant these days is YouTube. I do feel sorry for people who work in, like, tech industries and have to constantly hear the word artificial intelligence. Like, they just have to hear the buzzword AI. I mean, truth be told, Alex, like, I'm sure there are lots of people. I'm sure Elon and various other people are throwing that around on social media. But the reality is that if you live in the United States, because of the Patriot Act and its continuation, you basically have no privacy anyway. From your friendly neighborhood, political philosophy, PPE, international security person. You never did. They took away all of that. And now you know. There you go. Do I land back in on this stronghold and try and capture it? Because I do have an ISO 45 and I do have 3 plates. And I'm fairly confident with those 2 things I could probably win any gunfight. Oh my absolute giddy gosh. I've just sent them all to the gulag. Someone give me some plates though, please. More company. Great. Oh my gosh, if I just had like actual equipment, I'd honestly just be whipping it around in these lobbies. Get me some guns. This guy's username is MLG Bot, so, you know, I'm quite hopeful, if I'm being perfectly frank. Oh, God. Will this teammate save my life? Or will I be permanent? And it's gone. And it is gone. Oh dear. I'm gonna have to play Resurgence, aren't I? If I want any chance of actually shooting people for more than half a second. What are we on? Ashika Island? Disgusting. Why do they take Vondel out of rotation? Nobody likes Ashika, right? Like, that's... I feel like that's kind of a given. He didn't last very long, no. He didn't last very long. But yeah, I'll do a solos. Why not? Screw it. Why not? Why not a solos? I'll just run throwing knives instead. Mate, honestly. Don't get me wrong, like, the practice that we're doing from next Monday onwards is going to be grueling, but actually having, like, a full-on team permanently available is going to be pretty massive. I'm not a big fan of Ashika. I think Ashika's too open. I think it's got a weird openness to it that makes it you just like the thing about Ashika is that you randomly get shot from various locations all the time. I don't like Vondel for Resurgence, but I love it for BR. Fair enough. I haven't really tried it on that, I will be honest. Keep forgetting that I've got high velocity rounds on this thing. That man's using a fire shotgun, he must die. Gee, thank you for the €55 super chat. Congrats on the World Series qualifier. What an amazing center of events. Had to watch it. Here's a 50 hero for some pints in London. Thank you very much, man. Believe me, there will be many pints in London. I can assure you that. I'll add it to the London fund, if you will. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate all the support. We'd love to see it. Let's see if I can get a solo win, shall we? Pretty crazy that we qualified for World Series. I'm sure it's not really going to set in until we start doing practice next week. Like, it's not really going to register in my head that I'm in World Series until then. But I'm looking forward to it. I really am. Why was he so, like, non-aggressive with his shots there? Like, if he just mag dumped on me there, he would have killed me. Do you know what's crazy? The guy I just killed, the Gaz Geezer or whatever the hell his name is, he literally just put in chat, bots easy win. Oh my word. I think I heard somebody else there, but I'm not too sure. Like, bro generally wrote bots easy win and then just got absolutely pissed on. Maybe my calling is solos. Where did you come from? Where have you come from? I'm assuming that person just parachuted in. Fox, thank you for the 11 months. Congrats on Qualls watching Holiday in Australia. Holiday in Australia? That does sound quite nutty. I don't know if I could do Australia. I'll be honest with you. Everybody who lives in Australia always tells you that, you know, there aren't that many bugs. Gosh. They always tell you that it's not that bad. And that people are being dramatic. But, you know. It was a lot easier to slip away from than I anticipated. Oh my gosh, give me some guns. Are you gonna organize things with a new team? We've already agreed to like a schedule for practice over the next month and a bit. So that is the current plan. Oh god, I've landed on someone. Oh, bro, come on. What is that? Why is the only gun I found a scoped TAQ M? Come on. I've not died yet. Fair enough. I thank you for the 7 months. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm happy with the spot, man. I'm really looking forward to what we can do with it. But once I have guns, everything else is kind of just easy, you know what I mean? We're not roaming around with like random ground loot like a bloody scoped TAQ M. I saw that coming. And for some reason, it still somewhat surprised me. feel like I'd much rather go somewhere else here. Fair enough. Oh my god, I can not see him at all. Bro was literally impossible to see. Where can I get a gun? Here, by the looks of it. Right. Where's the bloody UAV pings then? Oh my god, bro. I got stuck on a tiny little post in the floor. Vondel solos is wild, man. If you don't have your guns, though, you are just fodder. That's kind of the problem. Oh, I should have won that. Definitely should have won that. Yeah, that guy's terrible. Holy. I had 3 plates instead of 2. Woof. Easy clap. I'm genuinely gutted that we haven't found a bloody tournament. Like genuinely gutted that we haven't found a ranked team. Hey, thank you very much for the congrats, bro. I appreciate it. What is this? Squad fill, super top resurgence? We can do it as long as it's on Vondel, I don't mind. I can live with Vondel, I can't do Ashika. I just can't. That's a curious tracer. This is the MP5 where you steal their souls. Love that. It's a pretty nice looking skin, can't lie. There's no new mode. It's just obviously they've taken the superpowered resurgence. Any personal teams you're looking forward to being in London? All of them, to be honest with you. It'd be nice to see some of the UK lads like Jukies, Len, Thief, some of them boys. But honestly, yeah, all of them. Like I've got, yeah, I'm blessed to not have any random beefs in the comp scene, innit? So, you know, say hi to as many people as possible, really. That is the best hiding place I think I've ever seen in my life. And also underlines, once again, how ridiculous this character skin is and how extremely overpowered it is. I've already met people like Stardom that. I've met those guys multiple times. Hell, I've saved Stod his luggage once because he left it in an airport. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't want to, but I almost have to get the Black Noir skin because obviously it's carrying over to Modern Warfare 3 and it's carrying over to the next, you know, the next Warzone map essentially. And it's so drastically overpowered that how is there not a single? It's so drastically overpowered from a visual standpoint, you would be silly not to use it. That's great. That's so good. I thought I had a cluster mine, not a bomb drone. I don't even know why bomb drones are still in the game. To be fair, don't even know why cluster mines are still in the game. It's weird playing, when you play ranked for so long, you're just not used to these things anymore. Like, not having to hear the sound of a cluster mine is the most wonderful thing. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to the whole practicing process for everything. You know, it'd be nice to kind of build a bit of team fluidity going forward. But honestly, even just like beyond that, like just having a set team to work with over the next month and a bit is going to be really nice. my god, there was another guy there. Yeah, again, that skin, bro. I'm gonna have to get it. They need to change it. I mean, I know they're legally not going to because they can't, but they need to change it. It's you basically can't see it. It blends in with everything. Well, that skin is going to be a menace for pretty much every COD. The new map, all of it. Bro. Get me out of this. They changed the Rose skin, yeah, but the Rose skin's their own character. Black Noir is a licensed character. They won't legally be allowed to change the visual of the character because it's not their own. They've probably signed agreements to make sure that exactly that can't occur. And that's what, Ashton. Happy birthday. Sucks to be this guy. Well, I mean, you know, generally speaking, as a company, if you work with licensed assets, like character skins, there are legal terms as to what you can and can't do with them. So it will be in Call of Duty's contract with Amazon and with the boys that they can't do certain things like change how they look. Or maybe if Activision was smart enough, they made it so that they can, but I highly doubt it. I mean, having spoke to some of the guys who worked on Star Wars Battlefront, I know that those guys had a real, like, you know, even the stormtroopers' outfits had to be the right shade of white. Like, honestly, I don't think so. I'd probably say, if anything, Amazon would be as restrictive, if not more. So yeah, you're probably never going to see that skin change. The only thing that they maybe feasibly would be able to do is change how character lighting works in the game, which they'd have to do for every skin as a universal thing and not just for that one character skin. That's the only way they'd get away with it, with probably making any changes at all. I'm sorry, have I just been killed by pistols? Show me the kill cam on that. I mean, it seemed like he didn't even register a single shot. And then suddenly I was just down. Bro, I actually genuinely can't believe that I can't believe that we found it this hard to find potential ranked teammates. On a Saturday of all days, you would have thought everybody had been up for it. Well, I suppose maybe some people just aren't that bothered anymore, seeing as they maybe aren't in World Series or whatever. And that poor guy has no idea where I've gone. He hasn't a clue. Little teleport. Oh my god, bro. I got naded, flashbanged, bloody super power charged, and I still nearly pissed on all of them. Alright. Chat, we're probably going to call it there. For whatever reason, no one's online today. We're not going to find a ranked team. And to be honest with you, I can only do so many hours of Ashika before going crazy. But we're back on Monday from 5 p.m. with a full-blown schedule, a full regular schedule, if you will, for what will be the future for the next month or so whilst practicing. And I'll see you there.